Alright guys, let's start this review. It's a 45-man, 50-cent game from Tubecat. He's not here today because it's very late where he lives, so I'll put this on YouTube so that he can still see my advice. I like this call. I think you can also isolate with this hand. It's strong enough to isolate. Call is fine. Oh, I like that bet too. Betting second pair just to get value from draws. I like that. Playing that well. Let's raise that. Ace queen. Okay. Fold, fold. So I'm not going to be reading chat that much while I do this review, just to get it over and done with quickly, and then I'll catch up on chat after I finish it. I don't really like this button defend. King 9 is not doing that good against his early position raise. I think someone raising early position, he's not really raising a hand worse than King 9. Like the worst king he would raise is maybe King Jack or King 10. So you're just going to be dominated too much here. Good flop though. Are you that scared? I think I'd rather just call and hope that this guy comes along and then raise the turn. Because it's a pretty dry board. I mean, there are a few draws out there, straight draws, but there's no flush draw. So, yeah. Now we're just getting all the money in. Seems fine. Oh my god, this guy's terrible. Ace high. Call down. Okay. So it's a 45-man. Remember that, guys. Top 7 get paid in a 45-man. Good c-bet. Definitely want to c-bet a lot of hands in these low-stakes games. We'll defend the ace-9. That's fine. Check fold. Good. Very good. Let's fold that trash. Fold that. Fold, fold, fold. This is not strong enough for me to raise in early position. I would just fold it. Let's see what happens. Okay, value bet. I guess that's fine. Yep. Just fold pre-flop though. It's a little too weak. It costs us an extra 80 chips. I would just throw in the 80 chips, try and flop a flush draw. You're getting 8 to 1 pot odds. So that's good enough for me. You've already got 80 chips out there. You might as well just throw in the extra 80. I'd be tempted to isolate this hand on the button. When you have position, it's very strong. But it is quite a weak hand to play, and weak aces are very hard to play as well if you're not confident. Because having no kicker is going to hurt you when you flop a pair. It's good. Fold that. Ace king. Where's that one? Fold. Okay. See, it's funny that he raised Queen 10 offsuit in this exact position, but folds Queen 9 suited. Queen 9 suited is a better hand than Queen 10 offsuit. So it just shows a little bit of a disjointed hand range. When people check, it's very weak, so I would try and win this pot now and just put in a stab, half pot. Only an extra 80 chips. I would definitely call here with a suited ace. Okay. Value bet. Well, you only have one pot size bet left, so you just have to get it all in and hope that he doesn't have ace king, basically. There's nothing else you can do. You can never fold, because there's too much money in the pot, and he can have worse hands. Flush draws, he can have ace 10, ace jack, ace 8 suited maybe. Yeah, I like the way you played that. Tubecat. Okay, fold that. Fold that. Ace jack. It's pretty close actually, because this guy's shoving 14 big blinds, and you have ace jack. Like ace 10 is definitely a fold here, so this is the very borderline hand. I think if he's a tight player, I would just fold, but if he's a loose player, it's okay. We run good. We beat ace king. So this must be the final table bubble. But maybe this is even the final table. Let me just see. No, this is the final two tables. Okay. Okay, that's fine to fold. I would call. Good. Strong enough hand. It looks like the final table now. So it's top 7 pay in this game. Close to the bubble. Wow. Straight draw and a decent flush draw. I like c-betting here. We don't want to go crazy against this guy with 20,000, but we're happy getting our chips in against the two short stacks. Good. That worked out. This one's just a fold. Raising ace-8 offsuit in first position in a 9-man tournament is just a losing raise. It's not strong enough. These are bad hands, weak aces. And that's a bad call. Is he shoving with ace-7 in this spot? No way. The worst hand he would shove is maybe ace-10 suited. So you're just always behind. And you have this guy behind you who can overcall. Yep. Just a bad spot. I mean, you're putting in more than half your chips. I really don't like this play. You just have a draw. Not a very good play there. This is awkward. Chip leader limps. I mean, is he a chip leader? Yeah, he's a chip leader. He limps, and then the short stack shoves, and you have king queen. I would just fold because you're not last to act. The chip leader could be trapping here, and you actually aren't going to have a very strong hand against this guy. Think about what kind of hands he's doing this with. Is he going to be doing this with king jack offsuit? I really doubt it. So you're not going to be doing very well against his range. Wow, he did it with queen jack. Well, I was wrong. Well, I still think on average you're risking a lot here by shoving all in against the chip leader who's limping and a short stack who's showing some strength. I'm very surprised that you had the best hand. I think you got quite lucky. Okay, we'll call that. Bad flop. Let's just give it up. Maybe we win with our 8. Alright, 4-1. We could have the best hand here. He could have nothing, and this guy could have a worse 8 or a 6. So I don't mind this call. Yeah, that's good. Good call. Okay. I mean, I would just shove all in pre-flop. You have an unpaired hand, so you don't really want to take it 3-way to the flop. Okay, 7s is good. I like the raise. Ooh. We'll just fold. That's good. Almost done with this one, guys. So we in the money yet? Alright, we're in the money now. I don't like this. I think when you do this, you give the big blind a very good opportunity to shove all in. Your hand's also, again, not that good. Compared to this Ed Bremer, there's just not many worse hands that he can have. You are getting good odds, but you're not closing the action. Rene K420 could just jam it all in for 10,000, and you're giving up your call there. Yeah, I might think about just getting all the money in now, but it's fine. Is he really going to call you with worse hands? I don't really like this value bet. I think it's too thin. You can argue to bet there just to prevent him from bluffing you off the pot, but I would bet maybe a bit smaller. Again, weak aces in early position, just to fold. Same as that ace-8 from earlier. Yeah, you have top pair, you can never fold. That's good. Alright, steal is fine. Your sizing is a little too big. You don't need to raise that big when the guy only has 11 big blinds. Okay, that's fine. 7s. No. Put pressure on this guy. Look at him. He's got 14,000. There's a guy with 10,000. You have an ace, blind versus blind. This is probably the best hand. Just raise pre-flop. Make it 3 times the big blind. Put pressure on him. Again, I would bet here for value. Okay, now you have 2 pair. You definitely bet. Good. Never fold an ace on the button. Just steal. It's fine. You raise that ace, that's good. Okay, that's trash. We can fold that one. Raise that. These guys are very tight. You need to be super aggressive against them. Limp stab, alright. Don't check top pair, just value bet. It's fine. Good raise. Again, your sizing's a little too big. You don't need to make it 2.5 times the big blind at this late stage of the tournament. Value bet, that's fine. Flopping a lot of pairs. Seems fine. Bet. Good bet. I would bluff. I think that his line is very weak. He checked back the flop, so he doesn't really have an overpair. He might have a weak pair, and he called a turn. So I don't think he has a king, because if he had a king, he would just shove the turn, because he's very scared of that board. 7, 6, 8, king with a flush draw and straight draws. So I really put him on a weak pair, maybe or a draw. So he might have like the queen of diamonds or something like that. So I would just put maximum pressure on and just shove this river, represent a 9 or a flush. There's his draw. Folding that trash is fine. That's trash. That's fine. Okay. We have a pair. Let's just try and get to the river. Interesting. I would call just because I'm very curious. If he had, I don't think he has an ace because he just limped pre-flop and he just checked the flop. But would he do this with a queen? He might do this with a queen. But I don't know. I think he could still have enough random air hands that he's just trying to win the pot with. So I would call, getting 3-1. Good. Hey, he had a flush. Okay. Bet. Just go broke here. All in. Good. Well done. Right, we're heads up now. Almost done, guys. Just shoving all in. 22 big blinds. It's profitable, but I would prefer to get a bit more value and just raise. And you're happy going broke pre-flop, but shoving all in for 20 big blinds, I think you can get a bit more value out of king queen. Last hand. Tens. Okay, yeah, played it fine. Pretty good now. Tubecat. Pretty good play. There were a few mistakes, but nothing too major. Very solid game.